Hello, welcome to the continuation of essential training of Revit. In this part, we are going to touch a lot of things. In the previous lesson, we developed this roof where we reduce the size to make you believe that this is the roof that comes along with the fascias. We are going to create fascias separate in this tutorial and make use of components. Some of which are going to be met standard. And before that, I saw in the 3D, like we have not done the whole idea of what we are doing in the building. What did I mean is that there is still gap in this space, and what we want to do now is to make sure that we complete them, all the space that were left in the foundation. So go to foundation, click on that, then this particular space being what void, that do not have any space. That is what we want to do now. So you select like this and say create similar, because you're on the foundation, so it will be more easy for you. So from here you draw this to this point. So as from that place, now you can now use your what's it called, trim, and you close them up on the foundation. So the same thing you do here. Press Ctrl Z to bring that back. Yes, so now they are together. So when you go back to your 3D, you see everywhere is closed. So you need to edit this what is it called, the slab. Press, then you go back to your floor plan and make sure that, let's say you go to your foundation where you can see it very well, and adjust it to meet the update design. So from there you do 1 or 2 adjustments and you get it done. So click finish. So when you go back to 3D now, you see everything is in right position. Now there is issue with this what is it called, is actually getting to, is interpolating itself with the floor, which is supposed not to be. So how do you do that? You can address that by dragging this down, drag it to the lower part of the foundation. So the unconnected, that is 2.2, are you getting it? 2 feet 4 inches. So if you click this one is 3. So what you do in foundation is go to foundation, then you select all instance. Good. No, sorry, Ctrl Z. Click on this, say select all instance in this view. Then unconnected, which is Ferris, you click on it and type 2 feet. Then you go back again and say 4 inches, press enter. So they are all the same thing now. When you go to your elevation, wherever, you see everything is already unit with the foundation. So when you go back to the 3D, you see that it's not hovering over the block anymore. So it stays where it's supposed to stay, but it stay below the slab. So that is how you work on that. And when you go back to your section, you should fill everything accurately according to your drawing. So it's not going to be jumping inside the slab. So that is that on that aspect. Now let us create a fascia and put things in order in that area. So there are 2 methods. Now you will have to adjust this particular one as well. You can drag it, if okay by you, and drag it to that level. So now you have to, there are 2 major ways to do that, but the best way that I always use, let me first teach you the first one, so that whenever assignment call upon you, you will not like, what does see me. In Revit, the first aspect they use was that they used to use it from the roof, and they create their own personal, what's it called, fascia, which you are going to be clicking and be adding from 3D. You can only work on this on 3D, but you are not in 3D, it will not flow for you. So as you click on that on fascia and 3D, it will tell you, okay, profile horizontal. So what you do is that you start just pasting, cancel. So you start pasting right away from your 3D continuous like that until you are able to circulate. So your relief should be clicking the lower aspect of it, and that is what you have done. So when you look around, you have already created fascia on this. So you go to start elevation, the fascia has been created. Are you getting what I'm saying now? So that is how you create a fascia board on in this kind of situation. But this is not a professional method of doing things, so I don't normally buy to this idea of using their home part to create a fascia board. So here we are going to delete it, go back to that 3D, select everything at once and say delete. I don't want them. This is not a professional way of doing my own. It's just a primitive way of creating fascia board for it. Now the best way, which I used to do, is that I go to my foundation. I say foundation, level 1. On the level 1, or I go to site plan where I can see the whole roof entirely, like this place. So since I want to do my fascia all around here, so I come here, and from this place now, what did I do? I will now use components to create it. Click on components and say model in place. Now when you have a model in place, so you go around and you click, you check where the roof is. So you click on roof. From here, this roof now, you just call it fascia. Interpret your phone, call it fascia, and you say OK. So here you can use extrusion, but the best you should use is that you should use shift to create it, because if you want to create some pattern of fascias, it will allow you to do a little bit of design towards what you are creating. So you click on what's on sweep. At the sweep now, you click on a sketch part. So you click here, this particular pick line. That is what I normally use, because it's easy for you to pick a hole. You can decide to be drawing them one by one if you want, but I prefer using pick tool so that it will snap to the original position without you having issue with any. So that is it. You have done this in this area, so you click finished. That is the part you have done. Now the part says that you must always allow all these things to be closed loop. It does not matter necessarily in what, in a, what is it called, in sweep creation. When you are creating part, it does not matter that when you are doing it, the whole line will join together. So, but one thing is that you must not have too much of broken space. So if you do, it will tell you that you should reverse your action. So here now the line is joined together. What I need to do now is to create the profile, which was I'm going to do from elevation. So I click on say edit profile. So I'm going to go to site elevation, because that's the way I can see this parallel line, this line, this horizontal line. I want to fix it and work on it. So I use site elevation. So at the site elevation, this is the where the point is. So I'm going to take my, what is it called, the profile from this top. So why do I do that? Is that I take a measurement out from the edge. I want to take at least, let's say, how many inches? 13 inches inward. Okay, I think that will be okay. From there you draw down, from there you click down and you use 1 feet to do that which you need to do. So 1 feet will be okay, or 1 point something feet to do your fascia. So just measure and just you can type 1. So it's already stamped to it. So do not complete it in this way, but that's not a proper way of doing what or doing except you want to do concrete fascia, in which we are still going to touch. So now you do this a normal fascia and click. Good. So as you are done with this, you have already created a fascia expression in this place. So when you click finish now and you click finish, everything is going to go around. Can you see? This one is a solid one, giving the space, unlike with that one that did not have a space given. So this one gives space inside, so you'll be able to control whatsoever you want to do, and you see a beauty out of the fascia design that you have done. So as you have done this one, then you go back to your 3D and go and feel what you have done. Now you've not finished, we're still in the position of doing the roofing. So now the next thing is that you want to work on the ceiling. And how do you do work on ceiling? You work on ceiling based on what ceiling plan is already there. So you are in level 1, you click on the level 1, you see the ceiling positions. So the fascia is there attached to it, the space of this. So how do you put ceiling in this drawing? What happened to this? Adjust it. Okay, so how do you put ceiling? This, okay, I think it's you have to. Okay, so how do you put ceiling in this position? And this is how you go about. You click on architecture and you come around and search for ceiling yourself. So here is a ceiling where you create floor. There are two methods of doing this. The first method is automatic, and the second one is by sketch. Automatic, we always where there is wall, in between the wall is what is going to be doing, and put everything in place. So you can use that by saying, okay, when you see this orange color will surround, so that you have already seen the wall that you want to attach. So if you click OK, you see ceiling is here now, ceiling is here, ceiling is here, ceiling is here, ceiling is here, ceiling is here. So when you go to your section, you are going to find the ceiling being attached. This is the height of which the ceiling is able to stay. So how do you adjust that? You can adjust that by what? By modifying and use align, and you click on the lower aspect. Everything go back to where it's supposed to be. So when you do that, you click on you click here to know the heights, where the height is snapped. So the height snap at 9 feet. So what do? You go to filling level in level 1 and you select everything. Say select all instances in this field. So what do you do in the field is, so you come here, offset height, and just type 9 and say okay, everything are done back. So when you go back to your section, you will see that they are all snapped to the position. Something is there that this one is not being there. So you go to level 1 ceiling, this space. So you click on ceiling again. Say ceiling. We are talking of automatic. So here now you change it to 9 because you are using the 9 in that space. So you click, when you go to section, you find it. So that is one. Now the automatic cannot snap to the outside one because you need to put ceiling at this the height of the roof as well. So what you do is that you go back to your ceiling and you say ceiling. It will not take from outside. So what you do here is that you do what? Sketch ceiling. At the sketch ceiling, you draw around this area. So this one will be able to snap around what you are doing. So the outside, the inside, and everything will have their whole personal processive ceiling. So now what you do from the height, which is 9, you have already sectionalized that aspect. So what you click now is that you click this line and you put everything into space one after the other. So that is the beauty of Revit. It allows you to design professionally as if you are doing the real work on site. So you do everything accordingly. Something is wrong with you. Like I said, what is happening? So do we have two lines on each other? Yes, there are lines here before. So now you trim. Good. So you trim, and everything is closed, right? So I think so. You click finish. If there's anything wrong, you tell you by yourself. Okay, there's nothing wrong again. The ceiling is being created, so you edit again, and this within ceiling you need to work on them. So by you clicking rectangle, this space deserves somewhere to stay, because so like this place, draw, can use manual to do what's equal to do that one. So you need to put this one here too, because the space of work will still be there. So click finish, and you have what you need to be proud of. So that is how you work on Zilli. And when you go back to your section, you are going to see that okay, the half side is being taken care of. So it does not already the inside one that you did one or one. So this one is complete, and you can see them from your 3D. Click on 3D, then you can toggle your box around, and you see that there's ceiling under this. So that is how you work. The reason why is that when you want to bring your light, so you'll be able to have where to snap to. So this ceiling will assist and help you to blend all those things together. You can change the material. We're still working on changing material and all those things, but for now, this is what you do. You want to consult our help what on what you can do. Now, you might be a little bit confused that okay, we have the roof now, which is something, but the graphics is not representing. So what is the next thing to do to make the graphic to be representing? So the first that we need to work on is that we want to create the ridge cap around this particular roof. So take your time and watch carefully. So you go to your elevation, you click on this roof, and the first thing to do is to click on copy. Then you take this copy from down to the top. So when you click that from the down to the top, what have you done? You have created something sensible that will allow you to work on the space what we want to work on. So you go to site for now, because that is the space we can see the whole representation of roof. So from here you be on the architecture, and you click on vertical. Vertical will allow you to break things down vertically. So as you say vertical, it's going to pick on a plain part. So the face you pick up is the entire roof. So you click on that entire roof. It has already selected the upper part of the roof. So what you do next is that you click on this pick line. On the pick line, you can first of all do all around pick. So you pick all the outside. Good. Now you start doing you only work on on the ridge cap. And what are the ridge cap? It's the line that join from the middle to the angle where this particular means external angle, the one that suits outside. Don't pick this. Is the middle one like this is not it's not ridge cap. This is gutter. So you don't do things on gutter. So how do you do? Now let us start. So from here you click on on this line. You click around like that. So until you get to perfection, you can decide to be doing your own the way you want to do. But let me just teach you in the way that will be easier for you to recognize. So something is there. Is a light line overlap line. What does it mean by that? Press escape and press escape again, click on this and delete. So there are two lines on one another, so that's what it means. So what you do now is that you need to offset and bring this to, so this one is telling you that 1 feet. 1 feet is too much, you don't do offset of 1 feet. So you click on that, press 0 there, and here you just do like, let's say let's say 5 inches. Yes, so 5 inches is okay. You click that and you click this, 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 you click like that, you click like that, you click like that, and you click like this. So you have already achieved this particular space for yourself. Now what do you need to do? You remember that I did not do for this place because this is not a ridge gap, this is a gutter because of the bending inside. So you click, now begin to trim only the outside, leave the one between. We're still going to delete those lines. So like that, click this, remove them all. So have you done with it? Nice. So you trim all this within two. All those lines must not intersect with one another. You know, I told you the middle line, let them be. So you click that, and do all the needful, trim them to be neat. Good. So you are done with that. So when you click finish now, hear the grammar. The grammar said that the line cannot intersect each other. The highlight line are intersecting. So the highlight line are intersecting. We are not going to work on that. So you click, you still have some lines. Good. So now you need to delete all the middle line. When you do that, say line cannot intersect each other. You still the same continuity. So you delete the middle line. You can start from the edge by selecting and deleting. Good. You delete them all around. So here now you just click finish. So you are done with the roof because you have already selected everything in prepare level. So when you go to your 3D or your short television first, are you seeing it? So this is the upper roof you've created. So when you go to 3D, you are seeing it. So here you can decide to open your graphics dialog and say shade. The shade, you see the position of what you have done, and these are the thing you've created. So as this one is done, the next thing is that you want to add the graphics that, because we need the line, it's not there. The vertical line is supposed to be before we start to change the material in details before you render. So what you do is that you go to front elevation. Front elevation, you select your roof and you say you click on what? On edit type. You get what I'm saying now? Edit type. On the edit type, you click on what? On a structure. At the structure, you click on the structure like this, and under material you click. Don't bother, just click first. This one will come out, then you click it again. So what this one gives you is that the material of what? Of the ceiling, of acoustic material for the ceiling. That is not what we want to do. So you can search for roof if there is anyone. So if there is none, do not bother yourself. You just click on what? Use rendering material for what you want to do. But for now, we want to change the pattern of the surface. So what you do is that you can create your whole new material. So how do you do that? From this, that you do that, so you click on this, say create replace. If you click on replace, this part will come out for you, but leave it for now because we are still not working on the basic of selecting material. So we want to change graphics, and what we do is that you've already attached to one pattern. So you click on this and you say, you can decide to create your whole new one by say create new field. The new field, now you call it roof line, or we call it roof 4. What we want to do is that I want to use a single line, but the angle is going to be 90-degree vertical. Then the space I'm giving to it is not going to be as wide as this, so I'm using 4 inches, which is too big for me. Use 3. So 3 inches is okay. Spacing from one line to another. Now we say okay. Remember, we have already created that. You keep writing okay, because this is what you are using. Click right. So you click okay again, and you click okay. See what will happen to the roof now. You know it's at a perfect plane point before, but now it's going to come with arch. Can you see the arches come and they are vertical? The reason why I use this one is that you'll be able to see from the all side. Remember, it's model that I use. I did not use a what pattern. So if I use pattern, that will have only happen. So when you go to 3D, all these lines are going to be there. They have model and everything is going to be vertical line, or to anywhere you are on the elevations, like east. That's how you're going to continue to see the line. Like west, that's how you're going to see the line. On the 3D, that's how you continue to see the line. So in as much you have done those things, these are what you experience in Revit. So for this, we are able to sit down with the roof and work on it, change what you need to change professionally. So in our next class, we're going to work on the remaining aspect by working on the side, do a little bit on the window wood, add pattern to the front elevation, and do everything in details one after the other before we now go back and do a proper documentation for this first project, and so on and so forth. So whatsoever that remains, we're going to do it. So I will like you to save this and continue work on what you're supposed to do for now. So that is the elevation design, and this is what we have for today.